one of the first things we learned was one of the guys inside, Melvin Ray, texted us to say, "Hey, this guard. It was a guard that we had been tracking already, who was a particularly violent guard. He just beat somebody very badly, and he's now that person. The victim is at UAB Hospital." So we jumped in a car and we went to UAB Hospital and just walked up. I just put my iPhone in my pocket and we just walked up to the intensive care unit. And when we got there, we found that this young man, Stephen Davis, had died from his injuries. And as we started to get deeper into it, we went and visited his mother, because we didn't even know if she knew that she had lost her son. But in fact, she had been with him when he passed away. She had sort of turned off the life support. And we said, we want to make a film about this. We're trying to tell the story. And she immediately said, I'm in. I want to help you. I don't want this to happen to any other mothers. And this is a very nice white lady from Uniontown, Alabama, with a oxygen tank. I mean, she's not somebody that you would see ordinarily as kind of a heroic person. But when she loses her son, she really becomes so activated, and she ends up telling us the story. And then she says, look, they're lying to me already. My son just died last night, and they're already calling me and telling me things about how he was the one that attacked guards, and none of this is true. This all seems like it's fake. So teach me how to record my phone calls. So this older woman suddenly became a really important partner in making the film. And this gets back to your question about Stephen Davis. So her son, who was a drug addict, right, didn't kill anybody, but was in a car when a drug deal went bad. He went to try to buy drugs, and his friend went in the house, and they had a fight, and somebody got shot. And then he got arrested and was charged with murder, because that's how the felony murder statute works. And so here you have a drug addict who goes to prison in Alabama and is in the highest security prison there, and is targeted by a particular guard who is especially violent and is just beaten to death in front of 70 witnesses. And then, of course, as we go through the film, we start tracking that in our investigation, and we start looking into the cover-up and why they lied about how he had died, and how they scrambled the witnesses, and how the Department of Corrections is organized so that they prevent people from finding out what really happened to their kids or their loved ones, and they avoid liability and so on.